Hello, welcome to Conservation Matters. My name is Karen Thurlow. I am the administrator of the Midland Conservation District. Thanks for joining us today. I have Lindsay Lights, who is a project forester with Relief, Michigan. We're here to talk today about the Big Tree Hunt Contest in celebration of trees. Welcome, Lindsay. Thank you for coming to the show. Tell us a little bit about you and what you do.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I'm happy to be here. I am a forester, a project forester with Relief, Michigan. And how I got there, I graduated with my forestry degree from Michigan State University, and I was headed to a forestry conference. All of us foresters were getting together because the whole world has set a huge goal to plant 1 trillion trees by 2030. So we know across the planet how important trees are for our life. We need them. They provide our air, they clean our drinking water, and they do a whole bunch of other things for us. So we know how important it is to plant trees, and us foresters got together to see how are we going to plant trees in Michigan. And in that conference, Relief Michigan spoke, and they talked about their process of partnering with communities to plant trees all around the state, no matter the size of the community, if it's a big city or municipality. And I care for the trees. I got my forestry degree to make sure we keep our environment healthy with the trees. So I wanted to join them as a volunteer, and I did, and that's where I became a project forester and the chair of the Michigan Big Tree Hunt.
Welcome, fellow tree hugger.
Amen.
So tell us a little bit about Relief Michigan. How long have they been around? What do they do?
Great question also. So they are the people who get to go around the whole state and keep Michigan green and keep it full of trees. They do that by partnering with communities to plant trees on public property or land that's available to the public to access. And they also provide education so that people who plant these trees can know how to take care of them, pick the right trees, and plant them right. How they started, it was back in 1988, and a group of foresters and arborists got together, and they knew the value of trees and how much they provide here for us. And so they also knew how bad Michigan needed trees to be planted. And that's how they started Relief Michigan, to relief the entire state and bring trees all around. One of the founding members is still our executive director.
Oh, cool. That's really a cool program. I'm glad you're here today to tell us about it. So, a little bit more about Relief Michigan?
Yes, so we care about there being trees, and we know the impact we can do with our tree plantings, but we also bring in that education and awareness to help the impact double when people can go home. So what we wanted to do was start the Michigan Big Tree Hunt just to invite people to go outside, to spend some time in nature, and to look up at the trees, to take a minute and look at them. And so that's how the contest started. It's an easy way for people to do an activity with the trees.
Yeah, I see it started in 1993 here in Michigan.
You got it.
Yeah, and what a great thing to get the families outside and people looking and trying to find those big trees. So
yeah.
So it's free to participate, correct?
Completely. Okay. It's free to participate. It's open till all ages. We measure by circumference, so you get to go up to the tree and hug it. It's right about there, technically 4.5 feet off the ground, and so that's accessible for anybody to go out and measure. We get a lot of kids and grandparents that go and enter trees together, and anybody can join.
Yeah, anybody who's hiking out in the woods, take a tape measure with you and turn in a big tree somewhere, right?
Yeah, they can take that, and they can find them in a lot of places, so keep your eyes open for the big trees.
So a little bit about the rules, and what about prizes? Are there prizes for these big trees?
Yes, there are. So there are some rules. The tree has to be alive. It has to be safely accessible. We have volunteers who go out and verify the hugest tree, so someone's got to be able to go back out to it and safely measure it. there are winners. Our last contest, we gave over 120 awards out. And so what they get is we hold a celebration where everybody who loves trees come together. We share the winners. We have a tree presenter come. We also give certificates. And then there's another prize that gets to remain a surprise. So if you want to know what that one is, enter the biggest tree. Keep going out to find it.
Nice. So we're going to go through a few of the category winners and talk about the locations where they've been found and the age groups.
So we have a winner. We do winners in every single county. That's how we're able to get to that 120 awards handed out. And we do one winner per county and then winners through the whole state. So we do someone under 16 who's displayed up right now. That was a cottonwood tree. I'm going to check my notes for the measurement.
308 inches.
Yeah, that is a huge tree. And this one was found on a roadside. So we keep it with that 15 or younger group because we want to make sure that it's accessible to all ages. We want to get the kids out there and hopefully inspire them to be the next ones to care about the trees.
Definitely get the kids out there. So here's another winner, 301 inches around. So tell us about this. It looks like maybe the same tree, two different pictures. What happened here?
So 2 different people entered the same tree. It was the first time we had seen that, and so they both got to be winners. And it's a cottonwood. This one was located in a park. This one's down in Monroe County. That first one was in Washtenaw County. So those are in the southern part of the state. The cottonwood trees like the sunshine, and so there are some of the bigger trees in a younger forest.
Yeah, and those are all the ones that belt out the white fuzzies, right?
Yeah.
the snow that we see in the, All right, so here we have eastern white pine.
Yes, this is our state tree, so it has a special category all its own. And this year, this last contest, 2 people entered white pines that were the same measurement. So there were 2 winners once again. These are 2 different trees.
And one was in Clinton County and one was in Marquette, so almost the other side of the state, right?
Completely. And that one at the top, that one in Clinton County was entered from a cemetery, and then the one below was on a wilderness track.
Okay. And maybe some local trees that we might recognize.
Certainly. We have some local trees and some past winners. So these are winners of the last contest. In Midland County, we had a silver maple entered. This one was found in the Dow Gardens, and it was 224 inches around.
That's a pretty cool looking tree.
Yeah.
All right. We have a white oak.
Yes, this one was found in St. Charles. This one was found in a yard. So another different spot.
242 inches around. That's a pretty good sized tree.
Yeah, I got to verify that one in person. It's a big one.
And this one, a red maple in Genesee County, 273 inches.
Wow.
Yeah. So what are the biggest trees that get reported? Are there certain ones?
The species, there's a variety of species. So there is the oaks get nominated, the maples get nominated, the cottonwoods get nominated. Actually, all the trees get nominated, but those are some of the big winners. There's even some elms. I think a black walnut, that's one. And we also look at species for our contest. So
is there a winner in each species?
Not for our program,
Okay.
but if someone were to enter the biggest white oak potentially in the state, it is awarded, and we send that one on to the state program.
Okay, and if people want to look at some of the big tree entries, they can go to the social media on Facebook, and it looks like you might put them on every now and then, every week.
Yeah, we do put them on every week, and we do a tree of the week, and those are the current entries, so you can keep up to date, keep inspired about these big trees. We also say where the county's from, so if you guys enter one from Midland, Saginaw, or Genesee County, we can shout you guys out, and you guys will be able to share some representation.
So, where do you suggest people would look for these big trees?
Great question. The big trees are going to be found somewhere they had some sort of protection. So we talked about some of the big ones at the Dow. That one winner was from the Dow Park, the Dow Gardens. So parks are a place that are protected. Cemeteries are a place that are protected. You can also look for the words natural forest or forest preserve, or something that gives the idea that it's been there for a while and people have protected that area and there might be big trees. Another form of protection is accidental protection. If there's a big tree on the side of the river that no one thought it'd be worth harvesting or it was too hard to get to, that's another place you can find some real big
So
ones.
you'd have to kayak down to take the measurement.
It's been done.
It's been done. All right. So any parks, forests, if you're out hiking on one of the many forest trails or even the trails in your community, always good to look. Carry a little tape measure with you so
Yeah.
you know you can, I can enter the big tree contest.
Yeah.
So there are a couple more that are listed at Dow Gardens, I see.
Yeah, I kind of alluded to this, but with our program, we're not the only ones who are caring about the big trees. They're important to the whole entire country. So there's actually a national database that tracks the champion big trees, and there's a state database. So those are champions of the species. Those are the biggest maple in the state, the biggest maple in the country. And here's the thing, Michigan used to have over 20 national champions, and now we're down to 5. And we know Michigan has a lot of trees, and there's other states that are still in the 20s. So we really want to encourage people to get out there and to enter their big trees, represent for their county, represent for our state, and share in the big tree love. So right in here, right around here, there are some state champion trees. There are 4 in Midland. 3 of them are located at the Dow Gardens. One of them's in a yard. Down in Saginaw County, that one is in a yard. It's a silver maple. Genesee County, there is another one in the yard. That's the shellbark hickory. And then there is a scarlet oak at Formar, which is another parks, nature preserve type of place.
Okay. Are those trees noted when you go into these parks? Are they ever noted that they're in the big tree contest or a winner?
That kind of depends on the place where they're at. Sometimes they are, and they have a plaque that says it's a state champion tree. Sometimes it's not. The state database is hosted by one of our partners, the Michigan Botanical Society. So on their website, they have an in-depth database where people can find more information about the state champs.
Okay, great. Michigan Botanical Society. If you Google that, I'm sure that'll come right up.
Yes.
Oh, and how can they enter? Where can we find an entry form?
This is the best part. This is when you get to go hug the tree and enter it. So if you head to bigtreehunt.com, 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 you'll see a green button that says Enter Your Tree. That's an online entry form that will walk you through what information we need, what pictures we need, the measurement to take, and it even has some diagrams in it. So I mentioned you take the circumference measurement at 4.5 feet off the ground. If there's a random branch sticking out to the side, there's some graphics there that tell you what to do in some of those unique situations. If online isn't your thing, we have brochure paper entry forms at over 200 locations around the state, nature centers, libraries, and DNR parks. And don't worry, they are printed on environmentally sustainably certified paper.
There we go. Save those trees. So how is this made possible? Do you just, does the state fund it? How has the funding for this come about?
That's a great question. It's a huge endeavor. We're trying to get hundreds of people across the state to go out and look at trees. And then we have to verify them all across the state. So we get this done with help from people like our listeners who go out there and nominate these big trees. We need them. That's the first step. Then we have technical volunteers who are tree professionals who go out and double check the tree and say, yes, it's this species, yes, it's this size. And then we have our sponsors. We couldn't do it without our sponsors. This year, Archangel Ancient Tree Archive and Meyer are our platinum sponsors, and both of them really care about keeping Michigan green, keeping the environment healthy, and getting people out there in nature.
Yeah, it's always good when we can rely on sponsors to help us do our work. Sometimes we just don't have the funds, and it's great to have sponsors like these that support our work.
Yeah.
Definitely. So if you are someone who wants to be a sponsor, can they help?
Yeah, the contest is still looking for funding to be able to keep it on. It's really a large endeavor, and it's all across the state. Last year, we had 79 out of 83 counties participate, so
Nice.
it's beloved. People want to participate and pay attention to it, but it's a big endeavor, so sponsorship opportunities are still available. Kevin Singer is our direct connection, and on our website, that bigtreehunt.com, there is contact information there, and we'll share some.
How often do you do this?
It's a biennial contest. The last couple ones, we do it on a continuous basis.
Nice. I know I've been with the district for 10 years now, and I've heard about this, but I'm really excited about it now, talking to you and just seeing the faces of the people who find these big trees and, being a tree hugger and loving trees and loving Michigan and our natural resources. It's all really exciting to me.
Yay.
So if anyone has questions, here's contact information for both of us.
Yeah.
And we do have entry forms at our office. So if they need one here locally, they can always call. They can stop in. They're sitting right on the desk. You just walk in and grab one. Have any questions, give us a call. Give Lindsay a call. It's all good.
Yeah, it's great. And right here, we're in Midland County. And this contest, there's over 200 entries so far, 210 exactly. And we have representation from 3/4 of the counties already. Midland County and Saginaw County, you guys each have one entry.
Oh my.
So we're challenging you guys right now if you're
All
listening
right, Saginaw, Midland's coming after you.
Yeah, one entry per county so you guys can get those trees nominated and represent the county.
Well, great. I appreciate you coming here today and telling us about the Big Tree Contest. I hope that this gets people interested and involved and excited about going out and hugging some trees.
Yeah.
And, if you want practice, we can always arrange that too, right?
Yes, exactly.
In any yard, just go hug a tree and see how it feels.
Yeah.
Well, again, I appreciate you coming today, Lindsay, sharing your information, and hopefully we'll get more interest and get more trees entered.
Yes, definitely. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.